What's good? How y'all doing this evening? It's your boy the Don. Yeah, I'm fresh out of surgery. I just had surgery on my gums, and I'm in so
Oh,
much pain. But I'm toughing it out. I'm toughing it out for the hometown followers and the hometown supporters. So we back tonight to preview the Falcons and Tennessee Titans game this Sunday, 1 o'clock at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this content out with other Atlanta sports fanatics, and hit us up in the comment section. As always, come holla. It's your hometown sports podcast. Coach, he's not with me tonight. He's I guess watching a JV game in his hometown. So shout out to Coach, but he is in the chat, so he's chatting it up with everybody. So, but I want to bring on my guest tonight, M Brand. Is that the name you go by?
no. So I go by Millie.
Okay,
So yeah,
Millie. All right, Millie. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing okay. I've been up since 1 o'clock this morning. Uh, so a little bit about myself, everybody. I am a sports reporter turned political and crimes reporter out here in Central Texas. So I do a lot of covering news reporting. So sometimes I get I get ran through, and what I mean by that is like I gotta watch my words. But I have very long hours, doing about 18, 19 hours a day sometimes. But I love the Tennessee Titans very much. Did I grow up in Tennessee? No. I actually am a huge Tennessee Titans fan since pre 1996 when they were the Houston Oilers. And being that I'm from Texas, of course. So I'm one of those fans that kind of followed them wherever they went. So once they left Houston and went to Nashville, I followed suit. So there you have it.
Thank you for sharing that with me because I was like, you stay in Texas, but you're a Titans fan, and
Yeah,
you're not old at all. You're young, and I know the
I'm
history.
34.
Okay, okay, but that's not old. That's
I'm up there.
no. Then you making me old now. I'm 31, about to be 32, but I'm not old. Trust me. but
When you do 13 and a half years in the United States military, you feel a little old sometimes.
okay. Well, hey, I salute you. Thank you for serving our country as well.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
hey, but but yes. So that explains everything I need to know now, as far as you being a Titans fan.
But
Um,
what makes it so bad is that being that I am a Tennessee Titans fan, but I mostly grew up like military family, but I mostly was raised in Boston. So it just throws everybody off when I say I like every Boston team except the Patriots. It throws people off. So when I explain it, it's a little bit better.
yeah, we're gonna have to talk a little later on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
about
do.
you being the Boston fan, and then you don't like the Patriots, but you like the Titans. Like, you might as well go hit them.
Might as well. It's every football season, bro. Every football season, I get asked why I just join the team. And obviously, when we get into what's going on with the Titans culture, you probably really think I should go to the Patriots. But yeah,
Yeah. All right. Before we get down to business, let me go in the chat and say hi to my hometown supporters. What's good, Jarvis? Coach, I see you in the chat. Falcons Nation, rise up. What's good? Philly boy, 1286. What up, folk? What's good, man? King, rise up. What's good? Trey, what's good? Matt, Mike, hard headed, done. Come on now, you already know, man. Business don't stop around here. I gotta
he
work.
should be resting, right?
I
I
should be
I I
resting.
agree.
I will rest after this, though. I promise you. I will put everything up. I will rest. Mad Mike,
Look,
he
I'm
wanna.
right there with you. But you had surgery. Like
Yeah,
I've been just running on fumes. You had
yeah,
surgery. You need to be rest up. Have have your lady like fix you dinner and like with a glass of water or something and just chill.
yeah. Well,
You need that.
well, that's one thing about me. I'm very persistent and I like to work. So, and then Matt Mike, that's like my older brother from another mother. So, yeah. Pig Skid Junkie 91. He said, "What that business look? What's good, man? I know y'all got my shirt and tie on. Normally, y'all don't see me in my work clothes, but yes, I'm in my work clothes this evening.
Oh boy,
Um, um, that Georgia boy 17 was good.
you got a lot of Falcons in your
Yes,
comments. Where are we? Come on, tighten up.
yeah,
Nobody.
yeah.
We out there.
I don't know where y'all at. Jonathan, what's good, Jonathan? Dunn acting like he Ray Lewis playing in the Super Bowl, looking like a biblical. Come on now, don't don't do me like that, man. Don't do me like that. It's kind of funny you said Ray Lewis because we know what happened with him in Atlanta Super Bowl 2000. Hence when the Titans was in the Super Bowl. So, hey, um, and Philly boy 1286. No, there needs to be no more Brady fans. Yeah, you right about that.
Yes,
All right, all right. So let's
I
get to
agree. Thank you.
exactly,
Thank you. All right.
exactly. All right, so let's get into the show. So what's your keys to victory for the Tennessee Titans this week?
Uh, I really think that we need to shift focus to the fundamentals. I think that's where we really have lost everything. One of the things that one thing is when we look at both teams, it seems to be that this game's going to be more on both our quarterbacks than anything because we've had very slow starts on both sides. I believe with us, with Mariota he's been very inconsistent, and that's why I said we really need to get down to the fundamentals again. Maybe we just need to get back to the first day of middle school football. And I'm not trying to make it as a joke, but it just looks like for the Titans, I mean, we had the second best defense last season, and we backed in the inside of our 20, giving up touchdowns, with 44% of those trips. And that's been a very major issue that through these last 3 games. And we really just allowed 6 touchdowns on 7 chances inside of the red zone. That right there is why I say fundamentals. Yeah. Because we used to be a very good defensive team, and we're not even seeing that, So that is where I'm thinking the key points with that. Another thing, too, that's that we have allowed the worst in sacks. Like, Mariota has been sacked more times in 3 games than any NFL quarterback, and I want to say in the last since I was in high school. And I graduated in 2002, so it's just been just horrible. So,
yeah, and I'm glad you picked that out because I have my keys to victory up right now, and it's kind of funny that y'all hired Mike Vrabel, which is a defensive minded coach. Mm-hmm. We have Dan Quinn, who's also a defensive minded coach. He's been here going on his 5th season, and he's been trying ever since to get this defense to click, get this defense pretty much in the top 10. We want to be a defensive team, but we've been drafting well the past few years. It's just a problem the past couple of years. It's just been injuries and coaching, really. But I said this
especially with your safety.
Oh yeah, Keanu Neal. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
It's the 2nd year of him suffering a season-ending injury.
Yep.
So, I mean, while you guys have the injuries, I believe that what we need to do as a team to go against with you guys is to really take advantage of those key players not there anymore and really hit it where it hurts in the offense and just kind of carry the defense over with that if we get back to tightening up with the basics.
Yeah. And like I said, too, that you say about your offensive line not protecting the quarterback, I made this one of my keys. Grady Jarrett, he has to be the X factor of this game. I know that y'all guards and center is not that good at all. So if Grady Jarrett, he's battling turf toe right now, and they don't know. We'll probably know by tomorrow if he's going to play Sunday or not. But if he's going to play, I expect him to have a big game. I expect him to have a big game against you guys. And Tyler Davidson as well. That's our other defensive tackle, but he's more of a run stopper. So, and I know y'all got Henry, and that's another thing about us too. Like, we've been struggling against stopping the run. So if we can stop that run against you guys, I really think it'll be a good day for us on Sunday.
You know, another thing too that both teams need to watch out for, and I know going back, kind of getting a little history lesson here. I think for me, as a refresher, when you guys played the Colts, who beat us in week 2, it
Hmm.
seemed that on Falcon side that the penalties kind of derailed the
I
comeback
was
efforts,
I was just about to
and
bring that up.
the thing about it is that the penalties hurt both of our teams.
Exactly.
So I know that an undisciplined play has landed the Falcons as well as us into a lot of things. So,
Yeah, I agree. I was gonna bring that up. I was gonna say the best for last, but like
oh, I'm
we had,
sorry.
it's fine. You good? You good? Look, we freestyling, so that's fine. But we had 16 penalties for like 120 something yards.
Mm.
Sunday against the Colts. We have to be more disciplined. Like you cannot win the football. You cannot win games, and you cannot make it in the playoffs if you have an undisciplined team. So like the whole, it's just the holding calls, the PIs, but just to keep it real, we don't. I really don't even know what a hold is anymore. I don't really know what a PI is anymore because these referees sometimes they just throw things when they want to throw fast when they feel like it.
Hmm.
Like sometimes I see like in the Minnesota game, I saw the Vikings offensive line holding a mess out of Tat McKinley and Vic Beasley, and I ain't seen not one flag thrown. So, like I said, it is. But I'm the type of my philosophy is you can't put the game in the ref's hands. You have to go out there and play.
Right.
And some of these penalties, we got to be better. We got to do better than that. But I know Dan Quinn, um, yesterday, Kelsey Conway, one of our Falcons reporters,
Yep.
she said that they brought in 11 officials during practice this week. So they're gonna get the
Okay.
so throughout the whole week they've been getting the actual feel of an NFL officials. So I think that'd be good. That it should help us as well.
Um, the Going back to um, undisciplined teams, I want to say the same thing as with the Falcons, not Falcons, with the Titans, excuse me.
Hmm.
Um, in regards to that, and our center, Ben Jones, who actually was a former Georgia Bulldog standout, if I'm correct,
Yeah, I
our
remember.
guard, Saffold and Douglas. I mean, they are struggling, bro. And I believe Douglas was with the Falcons parts of 2017 season. And the fact that we are going into this game without our left tackle, who's on a 4-game suspension before the season even started, I
Hmm.
really think that with these particular who were key players back last season,
Hmm.
I really think that they need to kind of really step their game up just a little bit more. So I believe if both teams really go straighten up, find that discipline that they were maybe when they were a very winning team, it could be a really good defensive game. I think it will be a defensive game personally on Sunday. What do you think? What does the comment say?
It all depends because what I've noticed that if our offense, if we can't score early, then we playing from behind. Like like I said, I'm old school. I like to run the ball. I like Freeman. I like Ito Smith. He's out with the injury. So
Mm-hmm.
we have Brian Hill and we have Quadre Olison. Olison's a rookie out of Pittsburgh. Well, Pitt. I know a lot of people say Pitt, but if we can score early and get some three and outs. That's the thing. Our last week our defense was just horrible. We couldn't stop. We couldn't even stop the Colts.
Mm.
Like with just poor tackling, linebackers not shooting their gaps. We not setting the edge. All that right there just accumulated to the loss we took Sunday. But we have to establish the run. But I know a lot of people in the chat saying that we gotta run the ball, we gotta run the ball. But it's kind of hard to run the ball if you down 2 touchdowns. You have to
Yeah.
abandon the run and you got to throw it. So you're trying to score quick and get back in the game. And I see you, Pitts get Junkie 91. He said if the pass rush doesn't get going against this old line, it won't ever. I agree.
Mm.
But we got to stop the run first. If you don't stop the run, then your pass rush is pretty much going to be neutralized because they're not going to really throw it that much. And if they do throw it, it's just going to be little quick little slants. So, you
So
know,
you're saying it's not they shouldn't work on their run game as far as with the Falcons is what you're saying.
Well, it all depends on the situation. Like last week, we were down. Like we tried to score, but Indianapolis, when they got the ball every time they went out and they scored. They scored touchdowns. They scored field goals. So, hello. Okay. All right. So I feel like they should establish the run, but they have to score early. So if we get a lead in the game, then I want them just running the ball, and see, like I said, see what we can do because we have not scored a rushing touchdown yet this season, which worries a lot of fans, and it worries me too.
Yeah, I think with on our side with the Titans, I want us to avoid just self-inflicting mistakes that we're making. Bearable was saying that during the press conference, I believe, earlier today. The penalties, we're losing yards, the drops, the sacks. I mean, all of those we have to really do with ourselves on both sides of the ball. So we're really searching for answers how we need to do. I know that we hopefully are coming off well rested tonight and heading to play with you guys. But I want to say one thing about the Falcons, and I hope no one on the Titans Up fan side is hearing this, and if they are hearing this at all, because it seems to be much Falcon Nation over here. But Atlanta has you guys have very good skilled players to where if we had a very disciplined team and the Falcons are still the way they are, they can still be a prominent opponent because of that. The quarterback's pretty good.
Matt Ryan's he's elite.
I mean,
Matt Ryan's elite quarterback.
I actually had the honor of covering a Falcons game when I was working for NBC Sports a couple of years ago. Seeing him play, it was incredible. Very, very. He knows how to pinpoint his players and really get them to drive with the ball, which is why I was kind of surprised when I'm not really surprised, when you said it's really not about the runs, it's really getting the passes out there because you do have a guy like him, like Ryan, that's really what's the word I'm looking for?
He's elite.
But he's also dependable too. He's a very dependable quarterback.
But a lot of people, especially in this fan base, they want to crap on Matt Ryan and then they blame the loss Sunday on Matt Ryan, saying, "Oh, Matt Ryan's the reason why we lost." He threw one pick, but he threw 3 touchdowns and he threw over 300 yards. He did his job. The problem is if the defense can make stops, get some 3 and outs, or get some turnovers, we would have won the game. Like I said this a few days ago on the last show, I said that if we on that last drive that when the Colts had the ball after Julio made that amazing catch and the Colts got the ball back, I said this to Mad Mike and the real Pat Man. These are my hometown supporters. I said if we don't get a 3 and out right here, we're gonna lose the game. I said they cannot get a first down. I said if the Colts get a first down, we're gonna lose the game. And lo and behold, they converted the first down, and we lost the game. So I understand what Dan Quinn's trying to do on defense. We moved to a 34, 5-2, whatever you want to call it. But at the same time, players got to execute. Dan Quinn, he's a player coach, which is a gift and a curse. Gift is, your players, they're gonna be relaxed. They're gonna pretty much play their behind out for you. But it can be also a curse because you, as a coach, as a leader, you want to give your players so many chances to mess up, but it's also hurting the team. And like we have a player like Devondre Campbell, who he's been in the league 4 years now, and I think he already hit his ceiling. We seen the tape. I don't know if you've seen the games that we played the 3 games we played this season, but he's been horrible. Horrible in coverage, horrible in gap integrity, poor tackling, just all around, just not a good player. And I'm just to the point now that we should just bench him and let somebody else play. We have Foye Odokun, we have Duke Riley, and we also have Jermaine Grace, who I'm high on, that can step in that spot and play better than Devondre Campbell. But a great thing too that I noticed about the Falcons these past few games is we've been making these second half adjustments, but the adjustments, you can adjust how you want, but when you put yourself in a hole in the first half, it's kind of too late. But years prior, we was the opposite. We started off hot, and then the second half we got cold, and teams came back and beat us. Hence the Super Bowl. So that's a positive, that we are making the second half adjustments. We're coming out, we're playing great football in the second half, because before then we never did that.
I really think with us is we're doing the pressure building. I mean, on the Titans, Mariota to perform better or possibly be benched and have a Tannehill Hill back up. One thing that, while again the inconsistency that we've been seeing on our quarterback is constantly evaluated to see if he was really worthy of this multi-million-dollar extension. We've here on the Titans fan, we were showing a little bit of frustration. I mean, one even called a radio show, I think it was like a couple of days ago, wanting the GM to trade this person. But the other thing, though, is that what we need to do is, I hate saying this, but it's not have to, we shouldn't heavily depend on Mariota for this game. We have to really take ourselves into what else can we do besides having him pass the ball. I think our running game needs to be pressured and perfected in order for us to run against you guys, which will probably be a little bit, will really be something to see. I know one thing that getting Mariota to finally go into the rhythm will probably help us. But again, I don't think we should really heavily depend on the quarterback for that.
I'm going to be honest with you. The two things y'all really need to do, if y'all want to beat us, is just run the ball and play defense.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, that's pretty much been the formula when the Vikings beat us and when the Colts beat us. Now, Philly, that game is just, they lost a lot of their receivers. So, and then they abandoned their run game because it wasn't working. And in that game, both sides rushed for under 70 yards. So neither team got the run game going in that game. So, but like I said, if we have a hard time stopping Henry on Sunday, it's gonna be a long day for the Falcons. But I'm optimistic that this week they pretty much did because everything, like I said, all the problems we had are easy fixes. It just, you gotta fix it. If you don't fix it, if you keep ignoring it, it's gonna continue to get bad. But I really think Dan Quinn, he done a lot this week, as far as reading into the pressers who goes to the practice up there in Flower Branch, saying that they did this, and I said, okay, well, we should have and it's a home game too.
Yeah.
But and I'm a history person. Dan Quinn does not do well against AFC teams, which bothers me. Yes, he does not do well against AFC teams.
I mean,
we got swept last year by the AFC North. Now, need to remind you, we got beat by the Bengals. We got beat by the Browns. Browns, everybody hyped up by the Browns, but the Browns today showed me something. Then I give them their respect, but they still the Browns in my book. We got beat by the Ravens and we got beat by the Steelers.
The Steelers I can understand. Ravens.
Well, Steelers had all those problems last year with the drama with AB and their running back and all that other stuff, and then Ben Roethlisberger, he's I've never been too high on him like that anyway, so. I respect him. I respect him, but I just don't. He all those two Super Bowls he won off defense.
I think we stop depending on Mariota. We really get our defensive line into getting the runs and running the ball. I think we will have a good chance of beating you guys. But if we continue to be on this path of not benching Mariota and having a little bit of what's that word? I hate being up for a long time because I can't even get my words straight. Really having faith into Hill and really beefing up our defense, I think we could possibly win. And this is a must-win game for us as the Titans. We have to win this game.
And this is the reason why we did this show tonight, because some guys to give. We're both 1-1. I mean, we're both 1-2.
Yeah, we are.
We both 1-2. And y'all lost y'all games pretty much very similar to how we lost games, but no disrespect at all. But we just a more talented on paper. We just a more talented team, and I'm trying to figure out like, well, why are we 1-2? But to be honest with you, when we did a prediction like before the season started, I already had us at this point 1-2 because I said we was gonna lose to the Vikings, we was gonna lose to the Colts. We was gonna lose to the Vikings because it's first game of the season. The Vikings are pretty much a playoff team. I don't care what anybody say. Dalvin Cook is just a great running back, and their defense is so good. You can't just ignore the Vikings. I kind of figured. I said we was gonna beat the Eagles at home, and then I had us losing against the Colts because I did say that it was gonna be like a trap game because Luck pretty much retired. And I said that we probably gonna go in that game with a game plan to try to beat them, but execution and all that, if you can't do that, then and in the history on, AFC teams, we just don't do, like I said, we just don't do well with them. So I already had us at 1-2, but I had us predicting. I'm gonna go ahead and make my predictions. I have us beating you guys, beating the Titans, and I'm gonna say we're gonna probably beat you guys by a touchdown.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Where's my piece of paper? I'm trying to find it. I have us by 2 TDs of beating you guys.
Ooh.
Or, 2 TDs or a TD and a kick. So.
Whoa. That's bold right there. That's a bold prediction.
I did. I just looked at it.
Wow.
But
I'm speechless on that.
The one thing that I was looking at, how a lot of people, particularly with lead bets, I don't know if you guys would know about that. It's one of those databases that looks at of how bettors do with the score, and it's pretty prominent database. But they have you guys 54% of being in favor of winning this game.
Yeah.
But I say either by 2 TDs or a TD and a kick. So
I don't think y'all go if a
TD and a field goal. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Like I said, this game is going to be real close. I don't think either team is going to blow each other out. Right? I don't see that. And I think this game is going to start showing our identities a little bit better because it's week 4. So hopefully by week 5, we'll start seeing the actual, this is our team. This is how our team is going to look for the rest of the season.
The one thing I'm a little nervous about with our Titans, though, is how our wonderful tight end, Mr. Walker, said today. I'm pretty sure everybody saw the video.
Yeah, we did.
What he said about the culture of the Titans. One thing he was saying was when he first entered into the league and he noticed some very significant teams, and going into that we're 1-2, and he was very publicly about it, feels like they can't take criticism. His current players aren't acting the way that players did about a decade ago. I'm wondering how will that affect them come tomorrow morning's practice, if it's gonna either make them even more separating, because you also see that with this team this year, and you've seen it in several years. I'm talking about with my team, the Titans. You kind of see like there's a little dividing there, but the thing is, you take that off the field. On the field, you're all about that win. You're all about that W. So let's just put our set aside, stop acting like we're playing high school football, and get that W, and finally, for once, streamline our offensive line for once, because we're looking completely bad out there.
and he's a vet, and
He's been
there's
in
a,
the game since '06. Like, it's crazy.
exactly. I was saying he's a vet, and these kids these days, and yes, they are kids.
Hmm.
Like if things don't go their way, they want to cry and whine, and you could tell sometimes some of these players don't put their whole heart in the game. Yes, I understand you there, you in the league to get paid, but you got to put your heart into it. Everybody should be wanting to win the championship. I
Hmm.
understand, circumstances you probably because you got drafted to a sorry team, but you're there to make the team better. And if you're not there to try to make it better, then ask for a release or just retire or something like that.
Right. And that's the thing is about it. I was going to say it when I was retweeting your tweet this morning or this afternoon, was the same way that the NFL or Mr. Walker is talking about with the NFL. You're seeing it in a lot of industries. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
you're seeing it in
NBA.
education. I kind of don't see it in the newsrooms a little bit much lately. But I know in the military, a lot of people ask me, why did I walk away after 13 and a half years in the Marine Corps? And I said, because one, I'm done. Two, the new military, I came in at the cusp where it was
Mm,
like, look, we had an issue, we hashed it out, let's do what we got to do. We're hitting this to serve our country. Do the same thing with the NFL. Do the same thing with any other industries. Hash it out, do what you need to do, but at the end of the day, we're all in this together,
yeah,
regardless if we're making a check or not. We're a unit, we're a family. So
exactly.
let's just do it that way.
Okay, that's good. Let me go back into the chat. If I miss your comments, I apologize. I just want to pick up some good things that I probably didn't catch. Okay. All right. What's good, Skills? Skills said, I don't like our matchup with Tennessee. They have our identity minus an elite quarterback. I agree with that. That's why I
Mm,
said they kind of is they have the
mm,
same problems we have. And he said, but they actually execute on their identity. That's the thing.
hmm.
We if you go look at film on us, I don't know if you have NFL Game Pass, but just go look at prime example, go look at the Colts game last week, and you can see on defense, it's just the poor tackling, the crazy penalties, like that extended drives. It messed us up, you know. And
Mm. And I think that's why it's probably so important that we are doing this preview because it's like, have you have you played sports? I'm sorry.
yeah, I played football. I did track.
So
I did track,
you
and I did.
probably have been in a situation like this where you see a team that's similar to you guys, and people are going to think that it's going to be a similar outcome, but you always get surprised of who's going to win out, in the end. So
Mhm.
he's making a good point. That's good.
Skills. Let me tell you something about my boy Skills. Skills. This man is a scout. I'm trying to figure out why teams are not knocking on this door, banging this man door down to hire him as a scout. Because I'm pretty sure this man can be a scout on any organization in the NFL. And yes, I'm talking about you, Skills. So, um, Philly boy, 1286 done. You had us losing against the Colts, but not the
But not
Eagles.
the Eagles.
Yeah, I did, but and my reason well that is because I don't trust for the Eagles. I don't trust Carson Wentz. I don't think the Eagles gonna win anything with Carson Wentz. They caught lightning in the bottle with Nick Foles. They had a great defense and they had a great offensive line that pretty much they ran the ball on Jay Ajayi and all those running backs they had in 2017. You know, hey, but the Colts is not a bad team. A lot of people forget that they just was in the playoffs last year. They was one game away from the AFC Championship. So, like I said, like you know, I respect, and this is the former athlete in me. I respect the person that's in front of me, that I'm
Mhm.
going against, because if you just take this person lightly, he gonna end up being your behind. So yeah, and Skill said we struggle with disciplined football teams. That is true.
Yes.
That is true.
Yes, we are.
And then my boy Pitskid Junkie 91, he said Ryan threw 5 incompletions all game. Which person thinks it was his fault? Man, Pitskid Junkie, man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. A lot of folks just saying dumb stuff about Matt Ryan. We need to trade Matt Ryan or release Matt Ryan, and we need to trade him to Jacksonville to get Jalen Ramsey. It's just look, I'm not finna entertain all that stuff. When people say stuff like that, you can tell their IQ is not that high. You want to get rid of your franchise quarterback who won league MVP for a crybaby who almost tried to fight his coach. Like, no, I'm good on that.
And that seems to be the constant trend of these teams, which is why I'm not really mad at Walker saying that. I'm glad he said what he said, and I hope more other teams have a player that's like, look, and maybe it's a conversation that we need to have as a whole, as fans and as players, of we need to smack these kids upside the head and have them focus on what's the real deal here, which is playing ball.
Exactly. All right. Was there anything else you need to say, Millie?
No, other than just follow me on Just Miss Millie. I do a lot of tweets about sports, particularly football, around this time of year. I do talk a lot of smack. Don't let the voice fool you. I'm not as sweet as I sound. So.
She ain't lying. So, but I appreciate you coming on and previewing the game Sunday. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not gonna wish y'all luck because we need to win.
We're not gonna wish you guys luck either. This is a must-win game for us. Yeah. And again, I hope tomorrow and Friday, they put in a little bit of one-on-one football in these guys' heads, and particularly on our side, and maybe bench Mariota and Halfton will do it. So.
What you go do?
So we will see.
Y'all want to play Blake Bortles?
Who said we want to play Blake Bortles?
That's the net, and that's our backup quarterback.
Yeah, but who said that we didn't bring him up yet?
I thought you said bench Mariota. So.
Bench Mariota. Yeah,
All right. Well, yeah, a lot of people asking about your handle. If y'all go to the FILA Sports podcast Twitter account, she retweets most of our stuff. So you just scroll down.
Nothing but support for you guys. Plus, I wasn't gonna say anything, but I will actually be in Atlanta this weekend for the game. So.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people go try to find you.
Oh, that's mean, Pigskin Junkie. 13 years in the Marine Corps, not pass.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, everybody in the chat, I appreciate y'all being part of the show tonight. Mario, Coach, thank you for and one of my admins. He's also my co-host. He can't make it tonight, but he's in the chat tonight. I appreciate you holding the chat down for me tonight. And yes, I'm about to get off here. I'm about to go to bed. Y'all ain't gotta worry about me. I'm gonna be fine. I'm tough, you guys. I'm for Zone 3. I'm for Summerhill. Trust me, I done been through way worse than this. Okay, a little cut in my mouth is not gonna hurt me. It's not gonna kill me. All right. So if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, guys. There's 17 people who watched who's in the chat, and only 4 likes. Can y'all blow that like button up, please? I appreciate it.
I'm gonna like it right now. Here we go. Boom. I liked it.
See, that easy. It's not hard to do. Thank you. Also, share this content out with other Atlanta sports fanatics, guys. You need to tell everybody about the FILA Sports Podcast. We got a lot of stuff going on in the city right now. We know our Falcons, they're not doing good right now, but I promise you they're going to get on the win streak. The Braves just made the playoffs. You have the United, they in the playoffs right now. And then you have Hawks basketball about to come up here in a couple of weeks. So come on now. Y'all already know city about to be lit. It's going to be events all around the city. There's going to be everything everything to do. I'm telling you, it's always gonna be somewhere to go watch a sporting event. And if you can't watch a sporting event, if you're too busy, you already know you can tune in to FILA Sports Podcast. I'm telling y'all, it's a movement. We're gonna grow. We're gonna grow, and we're gonna blow up. So you better be with us, or you're gonna be against us. But anyway, as always, come holla at your hometown sports podcast. We'll be back Sunday to talk about the Atlanta Thrashers. RIP to the Atlanta Thrashers. We know hockey season about to come up, so
woo!
Yes, I love hockey. I love hockey too. See, I love hockey, but I hate the NHL because what'd you say?
Go Bruins.
Go Bruins. But yeah, but I hate the NHL because they took my Thrashers away. But we're gonna have a show, a remembrance show for our Thrashers on Sunday. So y'all stay tuned for that.
What emoji is that right now? What's happening on your chat right now?
Man, these folks tripping. I don't know. Yeah, they. Oh no, Jonathan Fosky said done hating on Matt Mike not trying to hook him up.
Hook him up? What?
Man, it's dude. She has her own social media. It ain't nothing for him to get on there and
yeah, it's at Just Miss Millie. Wait, what? Okay, you need to get some rest, and I need to get some rest too, guys, because I actually have to be up doing more crime reporting. So shout out to Matt Mike Sports because he keeps just blowing up your chat right now.
And go follow. He's also a content creator. He has 3,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. But he talks about the Falcons and stuff, and he talks about other sports things too. So you can go follow him. You can go subscribe to his channel.
Okay.
See, just gave you a shout out, Matt Mike.
We just did.
All right. So y'all have a great evening. I'll see y'all Sunday.